Now that the box bottom is the correct size, our sides are mitered, the dados are cut, it's time to glue this thing together. Now before we start, I'm going to tell you that you have to watch the clock before you start gluing your box together. This is probably at least a 10-minute process. This is not something you want to start with 5 minutes left to go to the class. Okay, so first of all, you got to put your box together correctly. We spent a lot of time laying out our miter cuts, labeling the front, the left, and the right. So you can see here, I've got it written on the side here, but this is my front, this is my left, my right, my back. What we do is we kind of like disassemble things. And what we need to do is we need to start gluing this thing up. Alright, so we know a little bit about the structure of wood. We know the end grain. We talked about end grain. We want to hide end grain. This is how the board grew in the tree. The little tracheids, the tubes, right, that transport water up the tree are straight up and down. So from science class, you know about capillary action. What happens if we have a little tube that's in here, a little straw, and we put glue in here, what happens is it kind of just gets sucked up into the wood. So what we want to do, again, this is kind of messy. You definitely need a partner for this also. We're going to apply, I'm going to use the term liberal amount of glue. All right, so a liberal amount. So I got a good coating on this board. All right, this board meets up with this board. I want to put glue on this joint also. So I want to make sure I have a nice coating of glue because it's getting sucked up into the grain right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a liberal coating of glue on all my miters. Now that I've got glue on all the miters, what we're going to do is we're going to put glue in the dados. And now we need to reassemble the box. So I've glued the box and I've reassembled it. Now anytime you're gluing things, you need to clamp it together for a couple hours. We're going to use this thing called a band clamp. Okay, and maybe you've seen these before, a ratchet strap, like a tie down maybe on the back of a truck or a trailer. How does a ratchet strap work? Well, what you need to know is pretty much how to release it. So to release it, what you do is you can pull back. You can pull back on that lever and you can pull back on that lever. You pull back on both levers at the same time, you can release tension. So if you look at the ratchet strap, it's got one spot right here, nice and flat. That's the part that's going to go against the long side of the box right here. And what we do is we feed this out, and we wrap it around our box. So I've got it looped around the box. This flat side is up against the front and kind of in the middle. What I do here is I take up the slack. I'm pulling on this rope, kind of take up this band. I take up the slack, and now all you gotta do is move the black lever, and it's pulling the box together. So now you can see that's nice and tight on there. That's really got a good hold on this to kind of strangle it together. What we're going to do is we're going to put 2 straps on. We're going to put another one up here. So we're going to put our second strap on, second clamp, kind of hold it there. This is definitely helpful if you have a second pair of hands. So get somebody else to help you with this. All right, I take up the slack. Take up the slack and I just go ahead and I crank this. And that's about as far as I can go with it. Now, let's go ahead and look to see what we got. So we've got glue oozing out over here. We got glue oozing out over here. I am not worried about the glue on the outside of the box. We can sand that off easy. What I'm concerned about is the glue that's on the inside of the box right here. So before this dries, what you want to do is you want to get a wet paper towel and we want to wipe up the glue that's on the inside of the box. So we're going to wipe up that glue, because once it's dry we will have no good way of getting that out. Alright, I used my wet paper towel and I got the glue out from the inside of the box. What we want to do now is just put your name down here in the bottom of the box and maybe your period. All the boxes are starting to look the same, so make sure you put your name in there. What you're going to do is you're going to take the straps, just throw the straps in there, and you're going to wait until the next class period to take the straps off. But while we're here, let me show you how to take the strap off. So first of all, to release it, you got to pull this one. Right? So right here you pull this, so you can release the lever, and then what I do is I pull on the lever. I pull on the lever and that releases tension off of this one. So right now I can't pull this. Right, I'm going to try and pull this back. I can't. I need to take tension off this, so I pull this and now I can slide this back and now you can release the tension. And that's how you're going to go ahead and you're going to take off the straps the next time you're in class. One last thing. I know you're going to make a mess out of the tables. There's going to be glue all over the place. So what you're going to do is just make sure you get a wet paper towel and wipe off all the excess glue before it hardens on there, and it makes it extra hard to refinish the tables this summer. All right, good luck.